I used to call Chloe a scaredy cat. It was a joke. The kind of joke that works when your wives are on the same sofa and everyone is laughing. She would flush red and snap back, and Richard and I would crack up, and nothing meant anything. That Friday, Richard drove to the corner store for chips and sausages. Sarah was at her sister's. It was just me and Chloe in the living room with the TV on. She was lying on her side in a lake blue silk nightgown. The hem had parted. Under the floor lamp, her thigh was just there, pale, warm-looking. I don't know what happened inside my brain. The words landed and I wanted to bite my own tongue off. Chloe's eyes went wide. Then came this dry, unnatural laugh. She yanked her legs back and pulled the hell down to her knees. The room temperature dropped 10 degrees instantly. I sat there with my heart hammering, running disaster scenarios. I stared at the TV and saw nothing. Chloe said nothing. Her nightgown hem stayed pulled tight over her knees the entire rest of the night. Richard walked back in with the chips, and Chloe took the bag from him like nothing had happened. Not a flicker, not a glance at me. Oscar level. For the next few days, I walked around like a man waiting to be arrested. Every time I heard her door in the hallway, I braced for the finger pointed at my face. It never came. Instead, she teased me about being quiet, said I looked like I was having an early midlife crisis. That was the moment something shifted inside me, something ugly. I told myself she hid it. That means she chose to hide it. That means something. I know how that sounds, but I started steering our hallway conversations toward the edges, testing and watching her face. She never shut it down cleanly. She deflected, blushed, rolled her eyes, but she kept talking to me. We had a dirty, unspoken secret now. I had touched her leg. She had buried it.
Richard, look.
Oh, wow.
I can't believe you got this.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Then Chloe mentioned the Thanksgiving vineyard trip, both families, and she was bringing a colleague from the network. Valerie, tall, blonde, cold glamoury, wife of the network's vice president. I barely registered her name. On the morning of the trip, I climbed into Richard's SUV and watched exactly where Chloe sat. 5 people in Richard's SUV. Richard driving, Sarah up front, me, Chloe, and Valerie jammed in the back. I got the seat right next to Chloe. She and Valerie were deep in network gossip. I stared out the window and pretended to care about autumn leaves. Her left hand rested in the gap between our seats. I opened my palm and pressed it over hers. She jolted, tried to pull free. I pinned her hand and draped my jacket over both. She struggled for 3 seconds, then stopped. Valerie was right there. One wrong move and the whole car would notice. At the estate, the tour guide walked us through a dim cellar corridor. Chloe stopped dead in the dark. I walked straight into her. She moved forward. She happened to bump into me. She panicked, shoved me, and fell onto the stone floor.
What happened back there?
Chloe scrambled up and laughed it off, perfectly composed.
Too dark. I tripped, that's all.
Everyone laughed. Valerie teased her about being scared of her own shadow.
Wipe that smirk off your face right now. And no daydreaming. No daydreaming about me.
Later, when we fell behind the group, Chloe turned on me in a furious whisper.
There was a vintage projection room in the basement.
I read the sign. I saw the word, dark. I slowed my pace and followed Chloe toward it. Richard and Sarah had zero interest in musty old films.
We're heading to the suite. You 3 enjoy the antiques.
And just like that, my 2 biggest obstacles walked themselves out of the picture. The projection room was a massive basement lounge. Almost no windows. The audience was sparse. Maybe a dozen people scattered across the dark. We found a sofa in the back row. Chloe sat in the middle, Valerie on her left, me on her right. A wave of pure electric anticipation hit me. When the heavy curtains drew shut and the projector started clicking, the room went completely black. I did not think. I extended my hand in the dark. I had aimed for her hand. She went rigid, completely still, like a held breath. She did not make a sound. Valerie was right there, 18 inches away, watching a silent film she could not possibly be watching as closely as I was watching Chloe. The darkness was absolute cover, was the most dangerous thing I had ever heard. She tried to push my hand away in the dark, but I caught her wrist. We wrestled in total silence for what felt like a full minute. I reversed my grip and pulled her hand onto my thigh. She yanked twice, then stopped fighting. I was rubbing her hand when she suddenly stood up and grabbed Valerie's arm.
Restroom, come with me.
They fumbled toward the exit, together. I sat in the dark and told myself she was gone, that she had dragged Valerie out as an escape, that I had pushed too far. Then I heard them stumbling back to their seats. The second she sat down, I took her hand again. This time I brought the back of her hand to my lips and kissed it. Her resistance collapsed. Her hand went entirely limp. Just before the projector clicked off, I squeezed her hand hard. Twice, then released. I was sitting in my seat, out of breath. The overhead lights snapped on.
Hey, what are you two zoning out for?
That name detonated in my skull. I turned towards Valerie's voice. 3 days after the vineyard, Valerie called me directly. Not Chloe. VIP audience ticket to a live taping of her network's flagship show. I went next door and asked Chloe what this was actually about.
Valerie is the executive producer of that program. It's a very big deal.
I already knew what the invitation meant. She had noticed something in that dark room, or thought she had. After returning to my own home, I told Sarah it sounded boring.
Who do you think you are? She gave you a VIP ticket out of respect for Chloe, and you're going to turn it down? People crack their skulls trying to get access to media executives. Go!
I looked at my wife's eager face and thought, you are literally pushing me into the fire.
The studio setup was extraordinary. Icebreaker games with the celebrity hosts. Chloe was on stage, radiant under the lights, leading the segment. Valerie stood behind the producer's console in a deep V black dress, 30 and at the peak of her power. Her gaze swept the crowd with surgical precision and landed directly on me, twice. I had been so consumed by Chloe I had never truly registered what a premium catch this woman was. After the tour began, I heard heels clicking on the studio floor. I stopped walking. The tour group moved on without me. Valerie walked straight towards me, the producer's console glowing behind her black dress. She whispered close to my ear.
It's too noisy out here. Come to my office for a drink.
Then her eyes darted away and a faint blush crossed her cheeks. This untouchable VP's wife was a complete amateur at this. I broke away from the tour group and followed her. At the corner suite, she pulled out her key card and a backup key. Her hands were shaking. The metal clinked and rattled. It took her 3 tries to align the card with the sensor. The office was built entirely by power. Floor-to-ceiling windows, the whole city laid out 40 stories below.
Americano or sparkling water?
Ice-cold Coke if you have it.
She turned, flustered.
I don't usually keep carbonated drinks. I can have my assistant run downstairs.
Don't bother. Whatever you have is fine.
It was healthier than Coke, better for the cardiovascular system. After childbirth, I experienced cold hands and poor blood circulation, which could not be cured by medical treatment. A friend informed me that the hormones would facilitate complete restoration of physiological function.
Stared at it and said it. I reached out and grabbed her wrist before she could pull back. I yanked her directly between my parted knees, kissed her on the sofa. Her hands found the back of my neck and locked there with a death grip. I kissed her passionately, and we could hear each other's heavy breathing. Afterward, she went completely limp against my arm. Her cold fingers played absently with my cufflink. Then, in a low murmur, she asked,
"That time in the vineyard cellar, how did you have the nerve to do that to me?"
Do what, exactly?
You almost gave me a heart attack. In a dark room like that, weren't you terrified I would scream and have you arrested?
From the second I saw you, you stole my soul. My sanity flatlined. It's your fault for being so unreasonably beautiful.
You swallowed a jar of honey. You did something filthy and now you blame my looks?
My mouth isn't just full of honey. I tasted on your lips too. I kissed her gently again. You didn't scream then because deep down you thought it was thrilling.
Shameless.
I lunged for another kiss. She dodged, curled into my arms, trembling with laughter. Her fingers still tangled around my cufflink. She retreated to the leather sofa. I followed. I dropped to one knee and kissed her legs, looked up at her. These belong on a runway. The creator's masterpiece. Her defenses crumbled completely. She held me tightly, and I gently laid her down on the sofa. Kissed her again. I don't know how much time passed. The sunlight through the windows had shifted. The city below was still going about its business, completely unaware. Valerie lay against the sofa, flushed. She placed her hand on my cheek.
Turn your head. Don't look.
Chloe, in the vineyard corridor, scolding me in the exact same way. I pressed my lips to Valerie's ear. She nestled against my arm, and her voice dropped to something completely serious.
My private life has always been clean. You are the second man to ever possess me. My husband has extreme control issues. If this leaks, he won't just divorce me, he could have me blacklisted from the entire industry.
She paused, but I don't regret a single second.
From the moment I could form memories, today is the first time I have ever understood what a first crush actually feels like.
Our clothes were scattered all over the ground. I pulled her closer and held on, and continued kissing her. This was not a casual detour. This woman had just staked everything. She glanced at her diamond watch and sat up immediately.
I've been gone too long. If I don't get back to the set, the crew will start talking.
I watched her stand in front of the full-length mirror and become a different person in under 3 minutes. Straighten her through the waves. Crimson lipstick reapplied with surgical precision. The woman who had been panting against my shoulder 60 seconds ago was gone. In her place stood the untouchable executive producer.
Don't leave yet. 10 minutes. If we walk out together, we're a target.
She turned to me at the door. I nodded like a good boy. She pulled the double doors open and stepped into the hallway. I sat there for about 4 seconds. Then I walked to the door, leaned halfway into the empty circular corridor, and shouted,
I love you, baby!
All the color drained from Valerie's face. She spun around, frantically scanning both ends of the hallway. Then she whipped her head back at me and mouthed curses I couldn't hear. But her fury lasted 1 second. That exquisite face broke into the most dangerously sweet smile I'd ever seen. The hallway swallowed the echo. I had no idea if anyone heard it. I didn't particularly care. After that day, Valerie started showing up at Chloe's apartment constantly. Perfect cover. 2 network nollies visiting, completely normal. Whenever I knew she was there, I invented a reason to knock on Chloe's door. In public, we kept our hands clean.
But a locked gaze across the kitchen, a wrist squeege when someone poured water, a blown kiss from across the room. For the real meetings, Valerie booked executive suites at the Park Hyatt under the network's name. I took the private underground elevator straight to her floor.
Every time the suite door opened, Valerie would be waiting for me, and we would embrace and kiss passionately. It was running smoothly, I believed that. Then at dinner one night, Sarah set a trap.
Where exactly did you say you were last Thursday afternoon?
She asked it casually, eyes on her plate. I answered without blinking. Gave her the version I had already rehearsed. She did not push further. But I went home soaked in cold sweat.
A few days later at Chloe's apartment, Chloe stepped into the bedroom to take a call. Valerie pizzed me against the wet bar and kissed me hard. Our mouths had just parted when Chloe walked back into the hallway and looked at us, her eyes moving back and forth exactly once. After Valerie left, Chloe turned to me with a cold smile.
You really put in the effort kissing the VP's wife's ass. Maybe if you service her well enough, she'll make you a news anchor tomorrow.
Valerie had been in Chicago 3 days. I haven't seen her for 3 days. I was sitting the bathroom floor, pants unbuckled, completely unguarded. I was about to fire something filthy back when the front door took 3 hard knocks and pulled the door open with the other. Chloe, 2 enormous grocery bags, Sarah's handwriting on a post-it stuck to the top one.
Sarah asked me to drop these off. She said preheat the oven now.
Her eyes dropped immediately to my hand clutching the waistband. Her face went red in about half a second.
What kind of man answers the door holding his own pants up?
She carried the bags to the kitchen counter without looking at me again. The second she turned to leave, something in my brain simply stopped working. I reached out and grabbed her arm. She twisted hard. I used both arms to hold on. Consequence. The waistband had no one left to hold it.
Let go of me right now. If you don't, I am going to scream rape.
That word hit me like a fire extinguisher to the face. My arms dropped instantly. Every ounce of fight left my body. I stumbled backward and sat down hard on the sofa.
Chloe stood over me, one hand on her hip, chest heaving. I looked down at my belt. My hands were shaking too badly to thread the buckle. 3 attempts. 4. I gave up.
How old are you? Have you completely lost your mind? Do you want to go to prison?
She shoved my shoulder. I barely registered it.
And don't think your little affair with Valerie from the network is invisible. I saw everything at my bar. Who do you think you are?
The guilt I'd swallowed for months curdled into something insane, even to me. I looked up at her.
Excuse me?
This is your fault. She looked like I'd said the sky was green. So I kept going. I laid out the vineyard, the SUV, the dark projection room, every detail I could use. I made it sound like she had engineered the whole disaster.
She listened to every word of my insane defense. She felt utterly ashamed. Then she pointed at my nose.
So according to you, I was the one who set you up? I basically pimped myself out to you? The skin on your face is bulletproof!
She shoved me again. I let her. Here was the thing I had noticed. She had not touched her phone once. No lawyer, no cops, no Richard. As long as none of those 3 showed up, this scene was still running. My skin has always been this thick. You've known that for years. She opened her mouth to destroy me again. And then something happened that I was not ready for. She laughed. Her eyebrows arched up into a crescent and her lips parted, and for 1 second the entire righteous fangry just fell off her face. That 1 second was all I needed. I clamped my hand around her wrist.
The air went dead. She recovered fast. Her palm came down hard on top of my head.
What kind of man are you? A disgrace who needs to be disciplined.
I rubbed my head and looked up at her. A man's head is not something you're allowed to touch whenever you feel like it.
I think you have forgotten something. The waist you are gripping belongs to the wife of a city hall auditor. That is a legal fact.
Her lips were about 3 inches from mine when she said it. I lunged.
She puffed her cheeks and blew a steady stream of air directly into my mouth. Both my cheeks inflated like a cartoon frog.
What is wrong with you? Is that a legal defense?
I am exercising my right to protect my virtue.
I tried again. Same result. Air, straight into my mouth, killing the kiss before it started. Third attempt. She blew harder. I would have found it funny if I were not losing my mind. Every time she braced to blow, she pressed her arms against my shoulders, and her weight shifted forward. She was fighting me from inside my arms. She shoved hard against my shoulders. I felt myself going backward, and I did not let go. She shrieked once in midair. Then she started thrashing.
Let go! Right now! You bastard!
The surge of distraction enabled the thorough perception. Her whole body went limp for 1 second, then crashed back down. She grabbed my throat with both hands.
I will crush your windpipe. Are you letting go?
I rolled my eyes back, let my tongue hang out, and gave the most theatrical death performance of my life. Her grip loosened. You might as well finish the job.
You psychopath! You are not allowed to scare me with ghost stories!
Her hands dropped completely. She was frozen. The apartment door was 4 steps away. I pressed the advantage before she could remember how to run. I kissed her deeply, kissed my neighbor.
Her breathing was rapid. The anger and the fear were fighting each other across her face, and neither one was winning.
I pressed my forehead against hers. Our breath tangled together. The door is right there. 4 steps. She did not take them. Her hands were still on my shoulders, pushing, not pushing. I could not tell anymore. Then she made a sound I had never heard from her before. Low and desperate, like something breaking loose from a very long hold.
Dear God, why did I ever meet you? Why are you so damn impossible?
She lunged. Her lips hit mine so hard it snapped my head back. Her hands, which had been pushing me away for the last hour, locked behind my neck and pulled. It was not a kiss. It was a collision, desperate and furious and completely deliberate. Between the chaos, she broke away just long enough to curse at me in broken pieces.
You tortuous bastard. How can you be so frustrating?
Then she sealed her mouth back over mine. I had chased her for months. She had just answered every question I ever had about her. Afterward, she opened her mouth before I could say anything.
Damn it. You are not allowed to leave marks above the neckline. Richard cannot see bruises.
I was still catching my breath, and she was already running forensics. I leaned against the cushions and looked at her. The light in the room was low, and she was not looking back at me. She was checking her collarbone. Something hit me that I had not planned for.
I love you.
It came out completely flat and undecorated. No setup, no strategy. Chloe finally looked at me. A worldly, slightly tired gleam moved through her eyes, the kind of look that had seen through men before.
Shut your mouth and just do it. I know.
She bit a light mark onto my shoulder. Then she pulled back and looked at my face with something close to pity.
Don't get too depressed about your performance, cowboy. I'd score it an 80.
I lowered my head and pressed my lips to her shoulder.
That pity score is insulting.
She laughed quietly and slapped my back. 5 meters of hallway, that was the whole operation, and the distance from my home to Chloe's house. When Sarah went to the salon, I knocked on Chloe's door with absurd excuses. A broken faucet, the wrong delivery package. Once, I even said I needed help identifying a smell in my kitchen. She opened the door every time. She always flushed red first. Put up a spectacular half-hearted resistance. then surrendered to something that looked a lot like relief. When Richard took clients out for dinner, she called me. This ran for months, half a year, more, and Valerie. I could not give her up either. The Park Hyatt suite, we kissed. The private underground elevator, we kissed. The floor-to-ceiling windows, we kissed. A completely different universe from Chloe's sofa. Chloe was reckless and close and felt like danger with the volume turned all the way up. Valerie was composed and distant and felt like standing at the edge of a very tall building. I told myself I would stop. I found no reason to.
Every morning I looked at those two doors facing each other across 5 meters of carpet and thought, this is fine. This is manageable. I kept choosing both. Six months in, my private office line ran during lunch. I recognized the suppressed calm in her voice before she said a word.
I'm pregnant. It's yours.
What are you going to do?
I already did it. The night I saw the 2 lines, I made an excuse to sleep in my husband's room. I forced the situation. He believes it is his.
Are you out of your mind? Do you understand what you just detonated?
Calm down. I did the research. Your blood type and his are an exact match. Genetically, it is nearly impossible to detect. As long as no one talks, this child inherits everything cleanly.
She said it the way she would describe a production schedule. Completely level, completely certain.
I want to keep him. He will be the only thing you leave me that I can hold on to.
I sat there with the receiver pressed against my ear and my scalp crawling. A child, inside her husband's family, carrying my blood, inheriting a fortune built on a lie I had just been handed. Valerie, this is insane.
It is already done.
I stared at the wall for a long time. Then I agreed. After that call, Valerie disappeared. No visits to Chloe's apartment, no underground elevator, no Park Hyatt. Her pregnancy protocols had sealed her inside a different life, and I told myself the pressure had finally dropped. I almost believed it. A few months later, I came home to find Sarah standing at the dinner table. She was not sitting. She was just standing there, holding something small, and when I walked in, she turned around and I saw that she had been crying. She set the pregnancy test down beside the dinner plates. 2 lines, clear as anything.
We're having a baby.
Her voice broke on the last word. She crossed the room and pressed her face into my chest. I wrapped my arms around her. I held her tightly, and while she sobbed happy tears into my shirt, my mind went completely cold and quiet. More than a dozen months later, somewhere across the city, inside a guarded estate, Valerie was carrying a child that shared my exact blood trend. Here, in my own apartment, Sarah was carrying another one. 2 pregnancies, 2 families, 1 set of blood running through all of it. Sarah pulled back and looked up at me with the most open, trusting face I had ever seen. I smiled at her. I chose silence.